Hello, meet the Data for Impact team. Yes, the when refers to the time of reporting the data. The who refers to the organizations that are involved. The where refers to the location of implementation of the project. The why refers to the objective of the project. The what refers to the activities or sectors, or you can call it indicators. And the whom refers to the people we are targeting, which is IDPs, hosts, boys, girls, persons with disabilities, etc. But this standard is also captured in every context that you go to. So all these are captured in our log frames in all the projects that we do. Whether you are doing health, education, WASH, these are captured. And these are contextual in every context and in every cluster. So this is the objective. So this training was properly thought of, and also to bring a solution to some of the gaps that we have, especially in data collection. So today we are also going to be creating your own 5Ws. It's the same thing from the unit, from education cluster, the same thing from health. So you are going to be creating your own, because I noticed that we have to start building confidence by also creating our own 5Ws. So when you see something presented to you by anybody, you are not intimidated. That is one of the objectives. And then also, at the end of this, we are going to be doing an assignment. Okay, you create a 5W2 to collect data, okay, following national and international standard. So by the end of this lesson, we want you to collect a 5W2. To design a 5W2 that you are going to take a picture of it and then submit before the next session. So now, I'm going to go ahead now to start launching my Excel. So I'm going to launch my Excel and show you what we expect to produce at the end of this training, how we want it to look like, capturing the 5Ws and some of the areas that we have looked at in Excel. Okay, perfect. So this is what we want to achieve today. This is how we want it to look like. We want to be able to produce this 5W2 here, which captures everything as we looked at. We looked at the time of reporting, we looked at the who, we looked at the where, we looked at the why, we looked at the what, we looked at the status, we looked at the whom, we looked at the when. So we want to create something like this. Okay, we want to create something like this, and we want it to have drop downs. Like here you see the month, here you see the years, you see. So we want it to have drop down just the same as you see other clusters doing it. That's what we want to do today. And we are going to come up with a plan like this. We will first produce a plan. Please, Lena, help me to put those people in. Thank you so much. So we are going to come up with a plan. First of all, building a plan, a simple plan. So before you create a 5W2, you need to build a plan. You need to come up with a plan. It's from that plan that you are going to build a tool. Okay? So we are going to start immediately. Just done our plan, which is, this is the plan, making sure that we go through all the headers reflecting our 5W. And then here again, you see that we're mostly using our borders and this small bucket here to color the cells and also to make these borders that you see here. Okay, so these are options of all the borders that you can use to, and then also you saw that we were skipping one column because we might use this column in the future. Before we fill our plan, you are going to come here now and right click on your plan and then duplicate it to 2. Make it 2, copy it, right? Once you do this on your Excel, it will say create a copy, and you click and you create a copy. Now I have 2 sheets. One is plan 2, which is unique, another one is plan. Now we are going to go ahead and name one 5W. One now is 5Ws, right? We want to convert one now to a tool, and then we are going to fill this plan with information. Please do that as we continue. So now you see that we have populated our plans, but we have not populated our 5W. Now if you look at our plan here, we have populated it based on the headers. So now we will come now to this area where you have the numbers, the IDP and host. We will now move to our 5Ws and target those areas first. This is our 5Ws here, right?
I'll select the whole of my 5W. First of all, before I select, I want to start giving my 5W their 5W space where they belong. And I'll start with the first one. It says who. So I'm going to merge this cell. I'll merge it. I've just selected it, right? And then I'll go now to home. Remember I said we'll be using home, right? And there's an item here called merge. I'm going to merge and center. I'm saying that I want to merge, and then whatever I'm writing should appear at the center. So merging here is important because it allows you to properly fit your text, like what we have done now. And you can do this in other projects or anywhere that you're using Excel. You must not do it here. So when I merge, I'll come here now and put my borders. You see what I'm doing here? I'll select all borders. I've just merged this, and then perhaps or probably I'll give it this same color, right? I might be missing the color, but make sure it has the same color. So I have just designed my first 5W. Remember, I am inside the 5W now. Okay? And before I continue, I want to select the whole of this downside, just ending at the headers, and then I want to bring it down as far as I can. So I'll bring it down to 448 rows, and then I'll create a border in all of them. I'll come here and I click all borders. You see? Now it is showing me my 5Ws and telling me where it starts and where it ends. You see? Now I'm already designing my 5Ws. This is very, very important. So we are going to do this 5W to all of these areas on the other headers, and you will see how it works. So what I want you to do now is come to this area of the womb. Come under your total status here, write equals to. In Excel, anytime you want to perform a function or calculation, you start with equals to. I will do equals to, and then I come here and I reference IDP. And I click my shift button down and I click the plus button. I come again and I reference host. I click my shift button down and I click my plus. And I come and reference returnee. I click no, and then I'll click tab. I have created a formula. It means if I put a data inside IDP, I come and put another data inside host, and I put another data inside returnees, it will automatically be giving me the total here under total status. So please, we are going to do the same for total girls, total adults, and total person with disability. I'll come again to total adult children. Again, I write equals to. I reference total boys. My shift button down, click plus, reference total girls, and I click tab. And when I put the data inside here, and I put another one here, it appears here. Take note of this. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to come to this formula now, and then I make my mouse to change to this small nice cross that you see, small black cross. I will hold it and then I drag it down to share the formulas to the other cells or the other rows. You see? And here now it indicates 0 to show me that there is a formula in here. I will do the same for all. Yes, of course, I'll take it all over again, but I just want you to come on and then ask your question so I can know how to take it all over again. Yeah.
What's the use of the shift button?
The shift button allows you to put the plus. If you just go, there's a button at the end of your machine. If you click that plus, it has plus and equals to. If you click that plus without holding shift, it's going to give you equals to. Okay? So in order to activate the plus on top of that equals to, you need to initiate shift to do that. Okay? So now before we start creating our data validation, I want to delete some of these columns. I'll right click, you see it turns to this small black cross, and I right click and I delete. So I'll do it for all. The only place I'll leave it like that, don't touch the womb. For the womb, allow it like that because we are going to use that. It's going to help us. Remember, we spoke about data validation, so we want to start designing it now. So I'll come now to my plan here and I look at my plan again to ensure that everything is intact. So the first data validation I'll design is, I'll come to here. I will not click equals to. I will go now to data. Remember, I told you that we are mostly going to be using home, data, and the rest. So when I click on data, I'll come to this small option here and I select data validation and I click. It brings me this small box here. I'll come here and I choose this, and then I choose list. The moment I choose list, I'll go to this small arrow and I select it because I want to move. Remember that I am in my 5W and I have selected the year. Now I'll move now to my plan. The moment I move to my plan, you see that that box is still there waiting for me. It wants me to take an action. I'll come now and reference the different years. And when I reference, I'll keep another space. I have kept 1, 2, 3 extra cells because I might want to come and put something there in the future. Once I do that, I will come now to this option here and I click. I bring back this arrow down and I click OK. When I click OK, you see that automatically I have a drop down now inside my tool, which is 2025, 2026, 2027, and I have an extra space that I left there because I'll be telling you why we left this space. I'll come again in the same spirit and the same light. I'll allow my mouse to turn to this small black cross and then I share it down because I want to share that formula. It's a regular practice when you want to share formulas in Excel. So right now I'm inside my 5Ws. You see? Now I can begin to select and then I have my drop downs. Okay? When you send this data to somebody, they can now put in data in there. Any questions, please? I'll come now under organization. The same thing I did under year and month is the same thing I want to do under organization name. I'll come here, click the first cell, go to data up here, and then go to data validation here, and then I click my data validation, go on here under here and select list, and I click list, and then this arrow, I'll select this arrow because I want that thing to go up there, and then I move now to my plan. When I come to my plan, I'll come now because I selected inside my tool name of organization. I'll come under here now, select here, and then I add some columns or some cells, sorry. These cells is because I can add any other organization here and it add automatically to my tool. And then I'll come now, remember that this box is still waiting for me, and I'll just select this option here and I click OK. It now takes me back to my tool and tell me, Hillary, we are done. And this is it here. And then I allow my mouse to change to that small black cross, and then I share it down to the others here. And now it is being shared. You see right down here, you see that is the same thing that is there. I'll select here, go to data, go again to data validation. Now I'll select this drop down, but what I'll be selecting now is date, not list, date. Now what I want to see the date, I want you to have a start date. It should start from the 1st of January 2025, because our date started from 2025, right? And then end at 31st of December 2027. We are doing this according to the date that we put under our plan. And I click OK. I'll come again here. I want to test this date. We have set when the project has to start. So if I come here and put 31st of December 2028, there will be an error. You see, there's an error. The value isn't matching because what I have set is that it must start from January, 1st of January 2025. You see? So the data is okay now. So if I put 27 of maybe 4th month 2026, it will be very okay because it's within that range. Now I'll do the same thing with the end date. I'll click my data, go to data validation, go to that same place that we talked about. We will not select list, we'll select date now, and it says from between 1, which is January 1st of January 2025, right up to 31st of December 12th 2027, and I click OK. Now I'm going to share this to all the other cells. So another thing I want you to look at here, if I come here in this end date and I put 1st of January 2025 and I click, it gives me the date because it is within that range. Okay, so I have done a data validation also for the date. Any question, please? How can you undo what you have done? So to do it properly, I'll click here, go to data validation, right? and then it gives me the validation that I had already done. So it is showing me what I did previously. I will now click clear all rules and I click OK. So now if I come here and I click 9th of 9th 2029, it will not give me an error because I have cleared this formula from here. Okay?
Wednesday at 1 p.m. again. So happy to see you all there again. And if there are questions that come up in the meantime, please feel free to also share them in the WhatsApp group. We are happy to respond to them. And all the questions that have been raised and not answered in the chat, we will also consider them in our next session.
Okay, thank you very much, Anna. This is the final, the end of our first session. So far as the data for impact is concerned, HADY partnering with Matchlocal to reach out to more than 30 national partners in Northwest and Southwest. So this is the first session, and we are excited. Today the objective was to build a data collection tool for national and also a tool that falls within the standard of a global data management system. Thank you all again for your time, and we look forward to see you in the next class. Stay blessed.